G'day, how you going? This week I'm going to be talking about adapting to change, and it follows on from last week when we talked about the creative cycle of a project. The key thing that I'll really be talking about is, and this is the thing for you to take away, is to be aware of what your mind says about change versus what your actual experience of change is. If you can increase your own individual awareness of those two polarities, that paradox, you'll be able to find that you'll be able to give leadership and direct through change rather than being hamstrung, fearful, and not sure where to go. So if you want the ability to both move through change yourself, but also give direction, that's what this video is all about. So stick around. If you stick around to the end, I'm going to talk about the thing, right? I've kind of given you the thing, but I'm going to talk about how you do this for yourself. So let's just share the story for the week and what the plan is. So here's the thing, which is there is this inherent paradox when it comes to change. And I think I talked about it last week. So last week, what I talked about was the need in a project, in a creative cycle, to hold intention. And holding intention is about, it's about seeing, it's about feeling, it's about knowing, and it's about acting. All right. And all of those are about you being clear on the new reality you're creating and your team. Okay. And for yourself, so this could apply equally to a personal project as in terms of your own personal development, as it could to a work project. All right. The more we can feel, see, know, and act every single moment and day towards the new thing that we want to create, the more likely it is to occur. Where this becomes a problem is what I talked about last week, is when we, so you compare this to the alternative, which is the focusing on a single outcome or result and then clinging to it. Right now, the difference between holding intention and clinging to an outcome is, with holding intention, we can control it. We can control the intention of that in our mind and our heart, and we are dedicated towards making it happen. When we cling to an outcome, we have a vision of the future that we're not in control of, that we cling to even in the face of everything changing around us. Okay, does that make sense? So that's the first thing to understand in your mind. Are you in this project? Are you clinging, or have you got a clear intention? All right. Then the paradox is this, which is we know where we want to get to. We have the new reality in mind, but as I talked about last week, chaos occurs, different people get involved, and then you are forced, because of the external world. Now, the external world, here's the thing, it doesn't work to your rules. It's actually there as a teacher to teach you to let go, to teach you that you're actually not in charge of everything. So whether you like it or not, when you go about a project, change is going to be part of the way things flow. And don't we know that over the last couple of years? All right. So we're going to learn to work with it. We're going to learn to flow with it. And how do we flow with it? Is we recognize that in the paradox of holding an outcome, that if we resist and cling, if we resist change and we cling on to that outcome, what we're not doing is, by resisting, we're not giving direction to the people around us. They're going through change and we're resisting the change, and we're not giving direction to the people around us.
Okay. So, I've said this multiple times. The key thing when adaptation and change occurs is for you to be a leader through it, not to be a victim of it. Now, what I'm interested in, there's a whole lot of people that have frameworks on change models and change processes and change whatever's, right? The Harvard Business Review version. What I'm interested in is actually what happens in a leader's mind, heart, and body when they're faced with this decision. Because I'm kind of involved in talking to people about that every day. And what I've noticed is that there is a marked difference when faced with the chance to adapt or change an outcome in their mind between what the mind tells them, and what your actual experience of change. So what do I mean by this? Let's say, for example, let's give the example of you needing to change offices, which is a classic one. And in this new office, there's a new fit out. This could equally apply to you at home needing to rent a new place or needing to move houses at home. And, you start off with all good intentions, and then the mind tells you that, this won't work for you. And, someone else gets the other office, and you start telling yourself, you'd rather become a victim. You start getting angry. This isn't working for you. And all these things tell you that this isn't going to work. You can't go through this change. And then if you actually go into what that mind's telling you and check your actual experience around you. So do that for me right now, is think about a situation that you've got to go through where you've got to adapt and change. Write down all the things that your mind's telling you about it. And then what I want you to do is write all those down, and then just relax. Relax into the experience, directly in experience. So don't, your mind's there. You just relax into the experience and just ask yourself, what actually needs to happen here? And just flow with it. And what you'll find is, if you don't actually listen to your mind and you just flow with what needs to happen, and it's probably less not listening to your mind, but more recognizing that your mind tells you stories. That's probably more what it is instead of becoming a victim, you're starting to step up and be a leader. Because in that situation with the office, rather than listening to everything your mind tells you and going down into the spiral, you're able to step above that and actually recognize that in this situation, I feel things too. I have a whole personal stake in this too. But look at the actual experience of what's going on, how I feel. It's not that bad. It's okay. We're just moving offices. It's all right. So my wish for you is that you find that place. My wish for you is that you are able to listen, be aware of your mind, but not be controlled by it. And find that place within you, that place of peace, where you can both incorporate everything it's saying to you, but you can be a leader to the people around you. Hope that's been really useful. Again, if you've got any thoughts, feelings, responses, you want to share this around, feel free. Love your work. See you next week on The Reason. All right.